We've heard many stories over the years that the queens spend a long time filming and are often not allowed to go to the bathroom until filming has finished. And in fact, I have talked about this in previous videos, but queens such as Sasha Colby have previously admitted that they peed themselves on the main stage while filming. But what you may not know is that one queen once got to use a special private toilet that was just for one of the judges. In an interview on Maddie Morphosis' YouTube channel, Lawrence Chaney from Drag Race UK Season 2 said that she once got to use Michelle Visage's private toilet. Lawrence explained that during episode 4, the runway theme was Monster Mashup, and Lawrence was wearing a skin costume. Apparently, Lawrence knew that because the outfit was so difficult to get on, she couldn't get out of it to go to the bathroom, so she decided just to hold it in. However, the main stage critiques and the lip sync take around 3 hours or more to film, and by the end, Lawrence was desperate for the toilet. Also, that episode was the episode when Ginny Lemon unexpectedly walked out during the lip sync and quit the competition. And because this was unplanned, no one from production was there to greet Ginny when she walked off stage, and so she was apparently walking around backstage and production didn't know where she was. And this meant that all of the other queens, including Lawrence, were being held in a different room while producers were dealing with Ginny. Apparently, Lawrence said to one of the PAs that she needed to go to the bathroom urgently, but the PA said that they couldn't go until they were allowed to leave. And Lawrence apparently squatted and nearly peed and pooped herself and said that she needed to go to the toilet right away. Lawrence said that the PA grabbed her by the hand, and because there wasn't enough time to get to the Queen's toilets, they went to these toilets that were very fancy and close by. Lawrence at first thought that it was RuPaul's toilet because they were so fancy, but she later found out that it was actually the toilet for Michelle Visage or the guest judge. And just as some bonus tea, Lawrence also admitted in the same interview that she felt sorry for the crew while filming her season because Lawrence admitted that she was apparently, quote, quite difficult and was not very easy to deal with. And Lawrence shared a story that in the first episode, Lawrence kept talking even though they were supposed to be on what's called hard ice, which means that the queens aren't allowed to talk when the cameras aren't rolling. But Lawrence wasn't taking it seriously and just kept talking. And a PA kept asking Lawrence to stop talking, but Lawrence just laughed and said, quote, "Oh, but this is just fun, isn't it?" But the producer apparently replied and said, quote, "This isn't fun, this is your job. I'm a member of staff here, don't argue back." And Lawrence said that she was, quote, gagged because she had rightfully been told off. And then later that day, the PA said that they were ordering Nando's for dinner, and they asked the queens what they wanted from the menu. And when the PA asked what Lawrence wanted, Lawrence just said, quote, "I dunno, I'm on ice," and she wouldn't talk to the PA. And Lawrence joked that she didn't end up eating that night because she was being so petty and wouldn't speak to the PA. Hiding contestants. It's common knowledge by now that the contestants on Drag Race are not allowed to tell anyone that they are going to film the show. And once they arrive, the contestants are kept in their hotel rooms and are not allowed to leave or talk to anyone off camera. And they are also monitored by production staff, and this is to ensure that any drama or arguments get caught on camera. But there have been several times that queens have been hidden from other queens in order to stop their appearance on the show from being spoiled. For example, you may remember that on season 14 of Drag Race US, there was a split premiere over 2 episodes. And one queen was eliminated in each episode, but they were later brought back to the competition, namely Daya Betty and Orion Story. Well, Orion Story once spilled in an interview with Pressed Conference that she knew that she was going to be brought back and that the producers hid her from the other contestants. Orion was asked if she had to go all the way back home after filming her elimination, and Orion said she knew that she wasn't really going to be eliminated because they hadn't introduced the whole cast yet. But apparently when she was eliminated, the production assistants were really hamming it up and asking her if she was okay and whether she was disappointed to be eliminated first. But Orion told them that she knew that she wasn't really going to be eliminated, although the PAs completely denied knowing anything about it. And so Orion then had to film the part in the workroom where she was packing her suitcases and then got in the car to drive away. But then production told her that she was actually being kept in the competition and was coming back. Orion said she turned to the PA and said, quote, "I effing knew it." And the PA admitted that they knew the whole time and they just had to lie. Orion also said that all of the Queen's rooms are on one floor of the hotel, but after her elimination, Orion was moved up to a different floor of the hotel so that no one would see that she had come back. And Orion had to stay there for 5 days until she was brought back to the competition in episode 3, because they film about 2 episodes per week, Monday through Friday, and then they have the weekends off in their hotel rooms. Orion was also apparently given a sewing machine to use in her hotel room during that time, which Orion admitted that she ended up stealing.